The Financial Survival Network, helping you survive and thrive in the new economy. Go to CarrieLutz.com and sign up for 30 free micro trainings on financial survival.
1490 WGCH. This is Carrie Lutz, and you're listening to the Financial Survival Network, which is brought to you by Miles Franklin. They've been in business selling gold and silver for over 20 years, and I'm a customer because when you buy, they ship. For more information, find them on the web at milesfranklin.com or give them a call at 800-822-8080 and get a free quote. Hi, this is Carrie Lutz. You're listening to the Financial Survival Network, and it's time for another Triple Lutz report. Today is May 10th, 2012. This is episode 186. If you remember, episode 185 dealt with a massive fraud that took place in Dixon, Illinois, which coincidentally happens to be the birthplace of Ronald Reagan. The comptroller, Rita Crumwell, had a nice racket going on there since 1983. She managed to siphon off, purportedly unnoticed, over $53 million. $33 million of that alone was in the past 6 years. This is incredible considering that the town has just 15,000 people, and the budget, although I still can't nail it down, appears to be between $8 million and $20 million per year, but can't get a straight answer. Now, this story has really intrigued me. At some level, this type of scam is happening in every governmental entity in the country, be it state, federal, local, doesn't matter. And it's not that they're looting between 10 and 25% of the budget outright, although sometimes they are. You look at these Department of Energy green scams, you look at what happens in procurement with the military, and it's easy to envision large portions of the budget going up in waste, going up in smoke. I mean, hundreds of billions alone potentially disappear between Medicare and Medicaid. You read every single day about these scams getting busted. It just happens, and it is the nature of government. So I'm watching the press conference that the mayor of Dixon holds after this whole scam comes to light. And of course, he's not going to take any questions. I mean, wonder why? So Mayor James Burke, he holds a presser, and it's an amazing thing to watch. He just said he was sick when he found out about the fraud. He couldn't believe it. Now look, this guy is either a complete moron or he was in on it. But he says it wasn't his fault because there were two auditors who gave everything this woman did a clean bill of health. And yes, perhaps they did, but that doesn't mean that this guy, James Burke, gets a pass. I would assume that he will be voted out of office come the next election if these people in Dixon, Illinois have any sense whatsoever. But we will see about that. That has yet to be seen. That has yet to be determined. And I'm genuinely suspicious about the whole scam. The mayor says so far they can't find any other employees who were in on it. And how could this be? 30 years later, Crumwell goes on an extended vacation, no doubt spending some of her stolen loot to live high on the taxpayer hog, and then a person filling in for her just happened to find this account that was being held in the bank under her name where all the transfers were done. I just don't believe nobody knew about this. What did the bank think? I mean, millions of dollars flowing through this bank. $2 million worth of American Express bills. She owned 12 vehicles. She owned a major ranch, horse ranch, 311 quarter horses. So I'm just not convinced that multiple parties were not involved in here. And these two auditors, Now, look, they didn't notice 10 to 25% hole in the budget. It's outrageous. And they were either in on this scam or they had Mickey Mouse and his pals looking over the books. It's just too much money for no one to catch if they wanted to. I mean, $30 million in the last year, that's $5 million per year. And I went back and I read the minutes of the city board manager meetings, and they're hysterical because these guys are worried there's an $800,000 budget hole, a deficit, and they can't figure out why. They have no idea, and they're laying off employees, they're freezing wages, which probably is a good thing because we all know from listening to Tom Riley the other day, most governmental employees are way, way, way overcompensated, both in terms of salary and in terms of retirement benefits and all that good stuff. But they're complaining about $800,000. Their total payroll for the year, annual payroll, is about $5 million. So this gal was literally stealing the equivalent of the payroll, and nobody noticed. I mean, you go to their website, and the former website did not have one single financial document posted on it. Not one. And this, to me, is an indication that they didn't want the public to know. And now, of course, they've got links to budget docs, but the budget doc links don't work yet. But it's obvious that a breath of fresh air, some disinfecting sunlight, is going to be shown upon the Dixon documents, upon the Dixon financial documents, budgets, and the management of that city. So hopefully they're taking a step in the right direction. Hopefully the next thing they'll do is vote out their entire city council and their mayor especially, because if someone could be that stupid and not on the take, you can't afford to have somebody that stupid running your city. And if he was in on it, then he has to go. So either way, he has to go. And hopefully it'll represent a new day, because I'm sure the auditors, insurance companies are going to pay a fortune. The auditors will be put out of business. Although this is Illinois, they might get higher fees as a result. You never know in Illinois. It is so corrupt. It is so inefficiently, improperly, and unethically managed that anything can happen there. But look, the purpose of this report is not to focus in on some irrelevant and tiny Illinois governmental crooks. Crooks are attracted to government like flies to manure. The point is that when we had limited government, this stuff certainly went on all over the place, no question. It's just that the theft, the amount that they could steal, was limited by the limitations that our founding fathers and we as citizens wanted, expected, and placed upon government. And that's the lesson. The more you count on government to do, the more Dixon, Illinois there's going to be. And the less that we expect government to do, the more we rein in their powers and cut off their source of funds and their ability to steal, the less opportunity there is for them to steal your wealth, the less need for inflation, the less damage that they can do in the marketplace, and the better off that you and I and the country as a whole will be. So thanks again for listening. Don't forget, go to financialsurvivalnetwork.com, sign up for the Financial Survival Toolkit, get the free weekly newsletter. They're both free. Just sign up there. You'll also be able to find many reports and interviews that we've done in the past. Make sure you listen to the Value Guys. They're on every Saturday morning except when Val and Mo can't get out of bed because they've had a they've had a bit too much, well, you know what I mean. And don't forget, we're posting to the blog constantly new articles, important articles about the world financial turmoil, gold, silver prices, manipulation from the brightest minds in the world on these subjects. So please go over to financialsurvivalnetwork.com, take a look, send me feedback, kl@kerrylutz.com, kl@kerrylutz.com. You can reach us on the hotline, 800-999-2274, 800-999-CASH, and leave comments on the website. We really want to hear from you. We need to hear from you. We want you to be involved, because the more people who get involved, the less Dixon, Illinois cases there's going to be. It's Kerry Lutz, been another Triple Lutz Report, signing off.